Yo, what's up, guys? We are Chopped Anime, three of the almighty Chopped Anime. We're back to chop up a new anime, Tokyo Revengers. We're giving our first impressions of the first two episodes of this anime, and it's catching the world by storm right now. So we thought we'd take a shot at it and want to give you our thoughts. But before we do, please subscribe to our channel. We're a small channel right now, but we're gaining some steam, and we appreciate all the support that we get. We love all of our support. Now, Mayor, if you could explain the plot.
So we've watched the first two episodes of it so far. So we kind of have like a pretty good first impression at least. So it seems like the plot is basically the main character, I think he's 26 years old. He pretty much hates his life. He feels like he's a loser. He should have been doing more in his life. And it seems like he's like, is he pushed or does he trip? He's pushed.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's pushed into a train. And when he's about to die, pretty much what happens is he time travels. He goes back to when he was in middle school and he doesn't realize it. He has no idea what's going on. And basically he was in a gang in middle school, but he was still a loser because him and his gang became slaves to this other gang. And it turns out that that was the gang that killed his ex-girlfriend, his girlfriend from middle school, which was the same girlfriend he was thinking of when he was about to die.
Yeah.
So, and then he tells the girlfriend's brother about it, that he needs to save the girlfriend, that she's going to die because of this gang. And then from that, he goes back into the present where that brother, the older version, saves him. And the brother, for some reason, he knows about this time travel theory and he has a good idea of how it's going to work. So he goes back in time, the main character does, with the goal of saving his sister.
Yes. The goal here is, the overarching goal here is to figure out a way to save his middle school girlfriend, which is kind of ridiculous because like middle school girlfriend, like who cares about those? But this is the only woman he's ever dated. And yeah, I guess that's the plot there. So my first reaction to it is I like it because it kind of gives you, if you're a fan of Steins Gate or Erased, I think you would be okay with this show. Those are two animes that I think are good comparisons because they deal with time travel. Literally, they deal with time travel and trying to save somebody using time travel. Or it's literally kind of that centered around that. And those are two solid animes. I would highly recommend you watch those if you have not watched those. And they're short. Steins Gate, 12 episodes. I can't remember how long Erased is, but it's not that long. But yes, those were my first impressions. I compared it to those two shows and I said, okay, this is a pretty interesting plot and I can get with it at that. Amoya.
Yeah, man, I think this show definitely has potential. It's something new to me. I haven't watched any of the animes that you mentioned, but initially I just thought it was a flashback, but it seems like he really time traveled, especially after we see kind of his ex-girlfriend's brother, kind of save him from the train scene. So do you guys think that there's no way they could drag this a season long unless he keeps like failing and like, having to keep doing something that's going to be slightly different, or keeps having to, save her, or, keeps coming back to the future. And then like, he's like, oh man, she died again. Go back. All right, this is what I got to do. Comes back to the future. She's dead again. I hope that's not a cycle that keeps repeating. I hope the plot changes up. I was going to say this anime could be super relatable to a lot of the people probably our age. So I could definitely see this catching steam, especially the whole like, oh man, I don't feel like I'm where I want to be in life. And that's what the main character feels. And he gets the opportunity to go back in time and change some of the things. So I think it could be relatable and definitely has some good plot, man.
Yeah, my impression of the first episode was pretty much like, okay, there's some weird time travel going on. I really hope they do it well. So I wasn't too sure about that. But when I got to the second episode, I still felt the same, actually, because he wants him to keep on going back in time until his sister is saved, which I didn't really get. But it seems like the reason why this could drag on is because so his sister died even when he told the brother that she was going to die and he needs to protect her. So it seems like until this gang is completely disformed and doesn't happen at all, then she's going to die. Like if this gang is not disbanded. So I think that's the whole purpose of this show, especially when you see some of the pictures and, you know, some of like the opening scenes and stuff like that. In general, like if you put yourself in that shoes as a middle schooler with the knowledge you should have as a 26-year-old, how are you going to let this happen?
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to just let a bunch of middle school bullies just like do all that stuff to you. Like I definitely would not.
Yeah.
But I guess his whole thing is that he hasn't really developed that much from middle school to 26. So he's still that scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Hey man, they were 8th graders smoking on cigarettes. You know
Yo,
what I mean?
that is the one thing I can't get over in anime. Middle schoolers aren't this large, bro. Like this is the most unrealistic story ever. Forget the size of these middle schoolers and the activities they're doing is more unrealistic than the fact that he time travels. That's how unrealistic this these dudes are in real gangs starting fight clubs. They're huge. They're like 6'5". Like I'm like grown men. Like I'm like this.
Japanese middle schoolers are nothing like this. Like nowhere in the world are middle schools anything like this. Like what are their high schoolers like then?
They look like Toto.
Everybody look like JoJo Bizarre bodies. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, this is just, it's hard to, they should have chose high school because then it'd be more believable. But that's, I guess, since it's an anime, after 2 episodes, you'll probably forget that they're middle schoolers. But the fact of what they're doing, you're like, I can't believe these are middle schoolers. He even says it in the episode. He says, "Is this guy really in middle school?" He literally says it in the episode. So I like they actually played on that actually too. That was pretty funny. But the one thing I'll say is about the time traveling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't think they'll do that too many times because then that kind of gets annoying. The one thing I liked about Erased in Time Steins Gate that they didn't do that. It wasn't a bunch of constantly trial and error throughout the whole show. It's long stretches of attempts. So I think they are going to be able to do that. Like you can do 4 episodes of one attempt. And once they fail, try it again, 4 episodes, whatever. So I don't think this will be too many seasons though, because you can mess up a lot in time travel. So it is probably best that you keep it short. This may be just 1 season, in my opinion. So I think they're going to play it safe. I think it's maybe somebody in the comments can let us know how many seasons it plans on being. But yeah, so that's one thing that I noticed.
The other thing is that if you're time traveling, you have all the knowledge from the future. Think about how much power you have at your disposal. You can play the stock market. You know who's going to be at which position. The police officer already filled him in. You know, there's a lot that you could use to your advantage. So
it kind of does make you think like saving this chick is kind of a waste of this power. Like, yeah, that's a good point, man. I would tell the brother like, yeah, I'm gonna save her. Don't worry, just go back and be rich, create the iPhone or something. But yeah, invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, it could be a hot tub time machine movie where they make Lugal.
You think he's actually gonna beat this middle school boss?
Oh no. Yeah, he is toast, bro. He is toast.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if
He
he
only
showed,
has a fight club.
yeah. Maybe he's trying to earn the respect of him so he can get on the end of the gang, I guess. But I don't, these guys are unreasonable. So I don't like, so yeah, I don't know what his goal is. My wager would be that he almost dies again.
Yeah, man, he got the cheat code. He better succeed. Like, even if it take 100 tries, like, he better save that girl, man.
What if his plan is to fight him, lose, and then go back and know all the moves he'll do when he fights him so he can beat him?
Man, that'd be such a waste of time travel. You just got your ass beat just so you can travel in time and then figure out, oh yeah, boom, boom. But like, I think we're discounting the fact that humans are still unpredictable at the end of the day, man. I don't think you could, because if I'm punching somebody and he just duck left, I'm not gonna always throw the next punch the same. I feel like,
yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he knows what point of time he's exactly going to go back to either. Because it seems like he went back to sometime after when he originally went back.
I think you go back exactly 12 years from the time you shake hands with the person. I think that's what's going on. So like he was in the office talking to the brother. So that's kind of moving forward in time. So he went back, moved forward in time. I think that's how it works. I think. So yeah.
Man, he got a lot of days till he hits 12 years.
That's the one thing. He does have a lot of time. So he could definitely go in one shot and just be there forever though, and be there for a long time. So yeah. But I like the show so far. I do. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think if they go in a good direction, this could be a really good anime.
Yeah, definitely could be. So how did the police officer even put all those pieces together? That is not reasonable. He had barely any data at all. It just doesn't make sense.
That was a stretch. I'm not gonna lie. That brother must be a super duper genius. Because it was like one shot too. It's not like he died twice and they did it 2 times. He only told him one time, you're gonna die on this day, I'm gonna die on this day. And it shouldn't have turned into all this information. Like his partners and all that stuff this is some serious intense stuff that's going on in this cop's life. So yeah, he understood. They found out way too much information in the first go. I will say that. That was a stretch. I agree with that, man. So that's our first impressions of the first 2 episodes of Tokyo Revengers. We encourage you to give it a shot. We're gonna do reviews for the show. Catch us next week for the next episode review of episode 3 of Tokyo Revengers. And again, please subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the support. Chopped Anime.